Hello, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So my name is Blessed, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys different visa interview questions that you might get asked at your F1 visa interview. I hope that this video is very helpful, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Okay, let's go, let's get it.
Ooh, na, 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 na.
So, an F1 visa interview is an interview between you and a visa officer to establish that you have reached all the requirements to receive this visa. So, visa interview questions revolve around three things mainly. So, home ties, they want to make sure that after school you are going to come back to your country. Legitimacy of application, they want to make sure that everything is clean, there are no shortcuts that were taken. And then financial capabilities. They want to make sure that you can afford your stay in America, because at the end of the day, they don't want you to come to America and be a liability to the state. Okay, so when you're answering these visa questions, you want to be simple and specific, okay? Be as specific as possible, but don't go into a rabbit hole. Don't try to make yourself look smarter than you are. Don't try to over exaggerate everything. Just be straight and simple, straight to the point. And, also consider the fact that these people are educated. They've done these interviews for so many years. So, you trying to lie is not going to work in your favor. Also, before your interview, do some homework on your school and the program that you're going to be doing, because you might be asked specific questions about your program. What is the program about? What do you want to be after you're done with the program? They might ask about the school. Where's your school located? Do you know any professors at the school? Maybe there's a really famous alumni from the school that maybe you want to also research if there are any, and point that out as well when you're in your interview, because that might work in your favor. So let's get into the questions. Why did you choose a specific university? You can answer this by saying that this university offers your program and the program has a very high passing rate, and maybe you can say of alumni who went there and they're very successful. Just answer it in the most honest way that you know. How many universities did you apply to? So for this type of question, just let them know. If you apply to 5, I applied to 5 universities, I only got accepted into 3, and yeah. And they might ask you, how did you hear about the school? You can tell them maybe you heard it from a family member or family friends who are in America, or you did your research on Google. Just let them know how you heard about the university. Tell me about your academic history. So this is a question that they might ask you, and the best way to answer all these questions is honestly. So, just tell them if you have a degree, just let them know I have a degree, let's just say in education. So I have a degree in education and I went to this school to get it. If you just came from high school, so you can just tell them I went to this high school, and this might be an opportunity for you to supplement those extra documents that you bring with you to your visa interview. So you can just show them that these are my high school transcripts, and you can even go as far as telling them that you wrote the SATs, the GED, or whatever exit exam that you did. And just, have your documents to supplement your words, all right? To just support your words. Why don't you do this program in your country? So I would answer this question by saying that America has one of the best tertiary education in the world, and also compared to my country as well. I would be able to get my college degree in a very stable environment, considering that the economic situation in my country is very unstable. Teachers are forever on strike, and getting my education in America would really help me, obtain it in a more calmer and more stable environment. How do you plan to fund your studies? To answer this question, you can let them know if you have a partial scholarship, a full ride scholarship. Just let them know, and also have your documents to supplement whatever you're saying. And if you have a sponsor, just let them know my sponsor is going to be sponsoring me, and show them the documents to show that you will be sponsored, coming from your sponsor. If it's their bank statement or something, just give them those documents. And another thing, maybe you'll be paying out of pocket, or your parents rather, or your guardians. Just, show them the proof, which is usually a bank statement, to show the history of, bank history, so then they can see that you have this money in your account all the time, so it's not going to be a struggle for you to survive in America. So if you have a sponsor, this is one of the questions that you might get asked. What does your sponsor do, and what are their earnings? So answer this question honestly, and also have some kind of proof to show. If they're retired, just let the officer know, my sponsor's retired, but they used to be this, that, and they might also ask you, how do you know the sponsor? There might be a family friend, an uncle. You can even say, like, my uncle used to pay for my high school education, and now they're just continuing to pay for my tertiary education. That might be someone else's story. So whatever is applicable to you, just answer it honestly and specifically. Do you have any relatives in America? They will most probably ask you this question. So just answer it honestly. If you do, say yes. If you don't, say no. Are you in a relationship? If you're in a long-term relationship, just let them know. If you're engaged, if you're married, just let them know. I think this also helps with home ties, to prove that you have some form of home ties. If you're single, just say you're single. Is this your first time in America? Just be honest, answer yes. Oh no, they already know whether this is your first time in America or not. So just answer it as it is. There's no way around it. What other countries have you been to? If you've been to Qatar, if you've been to Canada, if you've been to Mexico, just let them know that these are the other countries I've been to. If you've been to Botswana, wherever. And just be honest and let them know. And if you traveled when you were younger and you don't remember most of the places you've been to, just, make that clear, make that known, because that might also help. Maybe you miss one, because they have your travel history. They definitely have your travel history. So you just want to make everything clear and specific, okay? What are your plans upon graduation? And this one is a big one. Don't ever say, my plans after graduation is I want to get a nice job, settle down, build a big house in Chicago. No, fam. What are your plans after graduation? I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home to build a life in my country. Don't you ever say, I'm going to settle. Don't give off that impression whatsoever. Throughout all your questions, don't give off the impression that you're planning on staying in America for life or for an extended period. Once you're done with school, you're going back home. Whether that's your plan or not, you are going back home, okay? Just so you know, because they want to know that this refers back to home ties. They want to know that once you're done, you're going to go back and use the education that you get to build your own country. How long is your program? If you've done a bit of research about your program, you'll know whether it's a 2-year program, 3-year program, 1-year program, 4-year. Just let them know my program is this long. I think to also show that you've done a bit of research on this, if, let's say, for example, you're going to a community college, you can say, the program I want to do is a 4-year program, but I'm going to do 2 years at a community college and finish the other 2 years at a 4-year university. Just to show that you've done a bit of research, and to also support your knowledge of the school way, like the way of schooling in America. So then they see, Kuti, you really are invested, okay? And last but not least, where are you going to stay? So if you're staying on campus, just let them know you'll be staying on campus. And if not, just, let them know the different places you'll be staying. If you're going to be with roommates, or if you're going to be living with your sponsor, your family, friends, or your family, just let them know. And this would also be a good time if you have an invitation letter from, let's say, your sponsor. You can give them that invitation letter proving that the sponsor has said that you can stay with them during your time in America. Okay? Awesome. Tip for you is do some practice questions for your visa interview. You don't want to get into it oblivious, or you don't want to get into it not knowing what to expect. So these questions are for you to practice and to get into it. The internet is filled with questions. YouTube has so many international students who've done videos on their experiences. So I would say that it is a good idea for you to get used to the different questions you might get asked. But however, don't memorize questions and then in the interview sound like a robot. No, use this time to practice and to personalize these questions to your own story. Like, don't go in there with like these weird expectations. Go in there, read the room, and then go with the flow. But also be specific with your questions, be honest, and answer your questions to the best of your ability. There's no reason for you to try look like the smartest. You're not going for your graduation, you're going for an education. So they know that you're going there as a student. They will not expect you to know like deep details about the whole program because you have never done it. Okay, just know enough to show that you've done your research, you're invested in this. Okay, cool. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that you guys will get your visas, and if not, just dust up, get up, dust yourself off, repeat until you get what's yours. Okay, and if America is not for you, there's so many other countries out there there's a space for you somewhere. Okay, there's a space for you. So don't give up and don't feel like you're not worth it, you're not good enough if things don't go as planned. It might just not be the right timing. Okay, so just keep that in mind and stay focused, and I hope to hear that you guys got your visas. Okay, cool. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Bye.
Ooh, na 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 na.